Anybody know how to pronounce that?
Up and around?
9. You seen that before?
Pythagorean?
Pythagorean. Pythagorean. Named after a Greek philosopher, Pythagoras. Okay, what he said is there's a relationship between the horizontal distance that we talked about yesterday, the vertical distance that we talked about yesterday, to help you figure out this distance. Okay, and here is going to be the equation to help us. This is going to be one of the most important parts of this unit, this equation right here. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A and B are the sides. C is the longest side, which we will call the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle. And here's how it works. If you have this distance, how far is A here? 3. And if I square it, so if I make a 3 by 3 square here, what's 3 times 3? 9. There's 9 squares here. How far is B?
4.
And what's 4 times 4?
16.
16. So those two things added together will equal this square. So 9 plus 16 is 25. So this is a 5 by 5 square. So that helps me get C. All right, so again, we're just going to do more examples of that today. So looking at P and Q, what is the X distance? How far apart are we going left and right on this triangle down here?
5.
5. And how about up and down?
3.
2. That's only 2 there.
Oh.
All right, so those are my legs. Those are my A and B on our Pythagorean theorem. So it's 5 squared plus 2 squared. So what's 5 squared plus 2 squared?
7.
5 squared?
7 squared.
5 squared?
5 squared.
25.
5 times 5. 2 squared?
Oh, 4 squared.
Add them up and you get 29. So 29 would equal C squared, this distance. And then to get just one side of it, I would have to take the square root of that answer. They just left it as square root of 29. If I wanted a decimal, we'd have to use a calculator for that. All right, let's try another example here. Example 2, top of page 10. It says, Naya, I think that's Anaya, says the distance between D and E is 4. Is her answer too big or too small? All right. Well, let's take a peek at this triangle a little bit. How far do you think it is from left and right here from E? 4? How about up and down then from that line? 4? So think about a diagonal. If this is 4 and this is 4, do you think this is going to be more than 4 or less than 4?
4. More.
More? So then you're saying that her guess is a little too small. Why would you tell her guess is too small?
Because we have a 4x4 shape, so it's going to be.
Yeah, so if you just count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can tell it's going to be more than 4.
Yeah.
The diagonal is always the longest side. Okay, so let's prove it. The horizontal distance and the vertical distance you already told me were both 4. All right, now I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Do you remember what the Pythagorean theorem is?
No.
I gave you the equation, circled it on the previous page.
Oh, the square. It's A2 plus B2 equals C2.
There you go. So that's what I'm going to write down. So what am I plugging into A?
4.
B?
4.
And I'm trying to figure out what C is. All right, so 16.
16.
plus 16.
32.
So 32 is c squared. So that means my distance is the square root of 32. We're just going to leave it like that right now. You could actually take the square root of 32, as we're going to talk about next, for a decimal.
What is the square root of 32?
They talk about it right here. Well, let's guess. I know this one.
5. So what times what would be?
I know this one.
That's 8.
Oh.
6. So
My bad. 5.5.
So it's between 5 and 6 is what I know. Okay, it's between 5 and 6. We just basically jumped ahead and did the whole thinking out loud there now. So we're going on to the next one. Find a distance between R and S. Why don't you draw that triangle out and see if we agree. When you're done, look up, check it, see if we agree.
Oh. Mine's different than yours.
Oh, I didn't count that right.
My triangle flips the other way down.
Oh, come on, LEK. Trying to steal my...
What's Kruger? I like Kruger.
Should be the same, Landon.
Always called them. That's the fifth grader though.
Oh, never mind. Yep.
Should be the same.
I just counted wrong. I'm smart.
Yeah, we gotta go count.
I,
All right, from there now, write the formula down, plug it in, see what you get.
Okay.
The a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
So do we square the numbers right away?
Exponents have to come first in order of operations.
So are we
So wait.
putting in the x and y as in a and b?
Yes,
Which one is which?
doesn't matter,
Gotcha.
because you're adding them together. Bless you.
And then we're just adding them?
Yep.
I think I figured it out.
I got it.
I think we got it too.
I did get it.
Let's go.
Yay. I'm happy.
Now let's guess and see what that's close to.
So it has to be less. It's less than 8, but more.
So
than
the square root of 64 is 8, so I know it's less than 8 because 61 is less than 64.
But 7 is 49.
49 is 7, so
Has to be
maybe a little closer to 8 than 7.
So like 7 3/4, maybe.
Okay, let's check it. Bring up your iPad. I'll show you how to check it on your calculator.
Who's got their iPad?
And every calculator is a little different. I think you can hit 61 and then hit the square root button.
Yeah.
Yep.
How close is that?
All right, so here's what it would look like. This is the square root button right here. So if we want an approximate answer, what was the number again? 60, 61. So you hit 61. The square root, so we were pretty accurate. We said 7 3/4 or so. It's about 7.81. So anytime you're going to put an approximate answer, I'm going to put the squigglies, and I'm going to call it 7.81. So make sure you can get that on your calculator.
Okay, okay, just gotta go to features. Or let me click it.
How do you draw that? The
Draw what?
straight line?
Square root?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a check mark. It's got a little extra hook in front here.
I'll put that. So you guys
I
go-
did it.
draw like a-
I just draw like a line.
All right, I want you to try 5, please. Try 5.
Are we making this into a triangle?
Yep.
Oh,
Anytime you have that diagonal, you're going to use that equation. Might be able to get it done. Should be done with this quickly. It won't take long. Yeah, I like to draw a triangle again.
It's wood, running straight.
I'm not gonna make you use a ruler.
Do we count that little square?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I got 6 and 2. Agree with that?
Yeah.
And number 6 is the same thing except B and B, right?
So square root of 40, we good with that? 2 squared plus 6 squared. 4 plus 36, we good?
Yeah.
Okay, question 6 says Z to B. And tell me what you notice about that one.
Exact same thing.
Exact same thing, it's 6 and 2 again.
It's just
All right, and Mel, you asked that. It doesn't matter if I put which one first. It doesn't because you're adding them. So square root of 40 either way. So don't waste your time doing it again. Anytime you have 2 and 6, there's your answer. Anytime you have 5 and 6, there's your answer. Okay, it's not going to change. Okay, explain how you can use problem 5 to help you. Well, it's the same triangle. Actually, if I would take this one and turn it up here, it's going to cover it up. It's the exact same triangle.
So
That's what question
about-
7 is saying.
What would Z, B, and A all be together?
80.
yeah, just doubled 80. 80 squared being 8.
So B to Z to A, following that, yeah, it'd be square root of 80.
It's kind of like the very
All right, next question. Lando, would you read the directions, please?
This graph represents just a few of spots available on the MBTA
Commuter.
commuter roll of subway lines.
A?
There is one direct connection between
No direct.
Loyal and Downtown Crossing. If you want to travel between these stops, which station do you have to travel though?
All right, so look where Lowell is. Look where Downtown Crossing is. No matter which way you go from Lowell, you have to go through one station to make sure you get to Downtown Crossing. What station do you have to go to?
North Station.
Yeah, you have to get to here.
Well, North.
You cannot get to Downtown Crossing unless you go through right here. So the correct answer is North Station. It says there are many different ways to get from Weymouth to Mullen. If you don't revisit any stations. So can somebody give me a way to get there? Mel, can you give me one way?
So.
Oh, that's not even Weymouth. Is it?
It's Weymouth or Weymouth.
Oh, it's down here. I circled the wrong one. Okay, start at Weymouth.
You have to go through South Station and Park Street, and then you could either go through Downtown Crossing or North Station.
Okay, so there's one. Weymouth, through the South Station to Park Street to Downtown Crossing to Maiden. Landon, can you give me a different way to get from Weymouth to Maiden? That's different than Mel's.
Go to start at Weathering or
We're starting right here.
Fine.
2,
to South Station,
2,
to Park Street,
2,
to Porter Square,
2,
and North Station,
2.
and then Melbourne.
Perfect. I think there is one more way.
Yeah, there is.
Just go up to
Go,
the station.
yeah, Park to North to over. So I'm gonna just make a note. There's 3 ways. We listed 2. I'm comfortable saying you can get the other one. To save money, the NBA decides to remove one of the connections. Which connection would you remove
The worst
and
place
still be able to
be.
reach all the stops?
The North Station
Yeah.
to Park Station.
Just North Station, still need Park Station to get down to like South Station.
You know, the line where those two connecting. In the middle.
Yeah, that's North Station, but you still need Park Street to get further down.
But if you remove North Station, you can't get the Lowell.
Oh, so Waltham. To get to where?
Any of them.
Well, if we're still want to get to any of them, we're still going to need all of them. Like Lions to get rid of.
Right.
So Porter Square to North Station, that top line, you don't need that. Because you can still get to Park Street to Porter Square without that line.
Yeah, so if I was going to eliminate, I think it just means one line, one connection. So, I mean, you're not eliminating a whole station, you're eliminating one line. So even if you eliminate this line right here,
Or none of
you
them.
can still get to the other places.
Mhm.
So any of these would be fine. You probably would want to know which one is visited the most frequently or least frequently. If Maiden is the least frequent one, then you probably only need one route going there. Okay, so that's just something to analyze. We'll take out whichever one you want. I took the one by North Station. Question 9. Points S, Q, U, and A are all 4 corners of a square. Okay, so if it's a square, that tells us that all sides have the same length. Excuse me. So how far apart are these 2 points?
15, 40, oh no, 35.
35. They're 35 apart. 50 minus 15. So that means every one of these is 35 apart because it's a square. So what is 35 points above this one?
50.
50 what?
0?
Nope.
50-50.
100.
50 would be up here. Well, it's 35 points above this, guys.
Oh, 50, 35.
Yeah, 50, 35.
My bad.
How about 50 above this one?
65, 65.
Above this one?
Yeah, 50 plus 60, 50 plus 15 is
40,
65.
50. Has to be 50.
Notice about these two, Mel. What's true?
It's 15.
15, 35. So it's not left or right anymore. It's 35 up. So S is at 15, 35. Q is at 50, 35.
Woohoo.
All right, number 10. You want to plot Q so this distance is exactly 10 from P, so the Y distance is 6. All right, so it wants me to figure out the X distance. The X distance is one of these, doesn't matter which one you make it. I'll call it A. Y distance, it says, is 6, and it wants the diagonal to be 10. Don't forget we need to square these numbers. So what is 6 squared?
36,
What is 10 squared?
100.
Can you tell me what A has to be?
37, like,
50, no,
no,
44.
74.
64.
So what is A?
Oh, yes.
64 squared.
What is A? A squared is 64. What is A?
Square root of 64.
No, it's this little, it's a little tricky thing.
Yeah, but we know what it is.
I don't know what the name is.
Yeah, but we know what square root of 64 is what
Eight?
I'm telling you. 8, yes.
Close enough.
Square root of 64 is 8. All right, so list 4 possible places. Fine. The x distance is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The y distance is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is one spot Q could be.
Do it the same way but down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could be here.
And then just do it the opposite, up and
1,
down.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could be here
And then down.
and here. 4 spots. Q could be from P. All right, we already started talking about top page 13. No, this is already your homework. Feel like I skipped a page.
Nope, you didn't.
Let's talk about one. We already did one. Let's do one officially. A through E. Pick one. Mel? A through E.
D.
D. Square root of 40 is between what two numbers? So what is the perfect square that's closest to 40? Square root of what is a common one?
20.
We don't know the square root of 20.
Square root of
Six.
40.
6. So square root of 36 is 6. What is the next one bigger than 36?
50 being 5.
64.
Nope.
Oh, 49.
49. So I can tell that 40 is between 36 and 49.
Okay, I got you.
So the square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 49 is 7. So this has to be between there. That's what you're doing for those. Doesn't your little number grid there mark the perfect squares?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in that
Um,
yellow diagonal going across there. Okay, the rest of that page should be pretty easy. It is front and back. Take a peek at the back. All right, I'll give you a choice. You can eliminate K or L or one of P and Q.
Okay, no, okay, no.
one of them.
Yep. So either you're going to eliminate one of these
Okay,
or you're going to eliminate one of these.
okay,
Do one of the top ones.
okay,
Don't eliminate any of the square grids.
okay.
Okay, we'll vote. Who wants one of the top ones eliminated? Who wants one of the mystery grids eliminated?
Of course.
What's the number as a tiebreaker?
I think I got a coin. We'll flip it. No. Do the most fair.
Yeah.
chance we can.
How?
Ready? What's your bet? Heads or tails?
What if?
Alright.
Here, I got a little coffee token.
Okay.
We took time.
This one is good for 1 cup of coffee. That will be
We
K
call it coffee cup logo.
or L.
Uh-uh.
That's what you two will choose.
Coffee cup logo right there.
You guys get the Alleghenies logo.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah.
So let's, if you guys win, which one are you eliminating?
Okay.
Okay? If you guys win, which one are you
We
eliminating?
have to decide
Does
on
P
this.
sound okay?
D sounds okay.
Okay.
You guys P? You guys agree?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Alright. I'm just gonna let it fall. No complaints.
Oh, are you serious?
What are the chances? What are the chances?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Letter K
Done.
is eliminated.
I
Congratulations.
just eliminated one of the easiest ones.
Alright, the rest will be due tomorrow.